Good morning. So it's just coming up to the beginning of the second week of November, and I was just down my allotment tidying away the beans, removing them from their frames, and I've come to the very last one, which is this Greek Gigantes bean. The Greek Gigantes bean is renowned for its massive bean itself, which is used in soups and stews, and as you can see, it's absolutely laden with pods full of wonderful sized beans in there. The beans are very durable for soups and stews, and really grown for that purpose only. So let's get tidying. When cutting the bean, make sure you don't snip the top, because you want to preserve the outer casing. So come just above here and make a good snip. If it falls, don't worry, you can pick it up and the bean's still intact. But the wonderful thing about this Greek Gigantes is that we're actually not going to cook the outer layer, but we're going to harvest the insides. So, looking good so far, let's carry on picking. Interesting here, I can see some of the first beans that had set on the plant. The casing has really dried out. Let's just have a quick look to see what's inside them. Look at that. Beautiful. And there you go, look at that. The beans are absolutely safe and fine. So isn't that fantastic? So we can still harvest the earliest pods. A really helpful tip to remember when you are dismantling your beans, if you want to take the wrappings off your canes easily, just run your hand down like so. Right down it, and you have one clean cane again. And you can save your canes for next year. Remember, all goodiness can go in the compost bin. Beans are tidied from the allotment. Don't worry about fallen leaves, that's fine, that will just act as a mulch. Isn't that great? Look at that harvest. Fantastic. I believe this is only from about 6 to 8 plants. Let's get them back to the base and start removing the beans from the pods, and we can start our drying process. Okay, so we're back at base camp, and look at that harvest. As we come along the aisle, brilliant! Greek Gigantes, the incredible bean. So, next process now is to remove the beans from the pods, and let's see how many we've got from that, and then we can start our drying process. So, the way to process the beans is choose a pod, and you can see how many beans are in there. There's probably 2 in here. And what you're going to do is just with your thumb and finger, you're going to just gently squeeze the pod together, and what that would do is just start to open the casing, and there you go, there's the bean. And again, you can do it, just bring your thumb along the line of the bean pod, and there you go, beans pop out. The size of the beans are incredible, look at that. Let me show you the size comparison. So you have before your Gigantes Greek beans, and then let me put in the middle here, this one is a Cherokee Trail of Tears. So look at that, the difference there. Isn't that amazing? 4 beans in this one, so let's have a look. So 1, 2, 3, and at the end 4, look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4 beans. We have a new record. So I think we've beaten our record. 1, 2. Let's open it carefully. And then reveal. Look at that. 5 beans within this one pod. Isn't that incredible? I've kept the waste here, which I'm going to put back into the composter. So that's not going to go to waste. And there's the final product. Amazing. Beautiful, giant Gigantes Greek beans. Now on the right hand side I have ones that are slightly underdeveloped. However, I'm still going to dry them, but as you can see, all of the beautiful whole beans. If you think about it, I believe I planted 6 beans, and the 6 beans produced all of those before us. From 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. From 6 beans, all of these. Isn't that incredible? So the Gigantes beans are very low in fat content and an excellent source of fibre that actually lowers your cholesterol. They're rich in phosphorus, iron, magnesium, vitamin B, ingredients for a healthy, balanced diet. Very good protein. So let me show you another size comparison. What does the broad bean look like compared to these Gigantes beans? Well, take a look at that. On the right hand side, that's the broad bean, and on the left, the Gigantes bean. Isn't that incredible? That's amazing. Let me put them in the mix. As you can see, the size, quite incredible. Okay, so I've got the beans into their position where I'm going to dry them over this next week. I've just got them in a box here and put some kitchen towel just underneath, and they're going to dry up nice. So I'm going to store them next into a jar or container and allow them to just sit in a cool, dry place ready for use. So preparing the bean for cooking, what you want to do is soak them overnight in water for about 8 hours, and then when you come before cooking, you want to simmer them and boil them for about 40 to 50 minutes until they're softer. Not only these beans can provide us great food into the later winter months, but also it's providing me the beans for next year's growing season. So I may even double it up and sow 12 next year and hopefully have double of the amount I have here. So what I'm going to do is start them off in my polytunnel greenhouse in little modules around about April. Allow the plants to get bigger, and then what I'll do, I'll harden them off over the next few weeks during May, and then around about June time I'll pop them in the ground and help support them with the canes, and then again around about October to November you have a beautiful array of beans.